What's going on, guys? Get1230 here with more Grand Theft Auto 5, and today we are going to do a trailer breakdown, a trailer analysis of the new Grand Theft Auto Online trailer that was just released to us, and this is going to be part 1 of that breakdown. And in this video, I'm just going to point out the things that I noticed, the things that mattered to me. This isn't going to be the most in-depth, detailed breakdown, because that's not really what I do. I point out some of the more broad things that you still may not have noticed, but, you know, I'm not going to nitpick every tiny little thing. But, without any further ado, let's get on with this. So, obviously our rating here at the beginning, and it starts us off with a nice view of the city. You can see the parallel roads there stretching off in the distance, and if you think about it, this is actually where the last trailer left off, with that jet flying by just like that. So obviously you've got a really nice car pulled off to the side of the road, and in the background there you can see a woman in a bikini on the billboard, so this is kind of setting up the scene for the trailer to come, with of course the police chasing a car. And here you can see the police will still be doing roadblocks and all things like that, because as we know, Rockstar said that the police should be smarter or they will be smarter in Grand Theft Auto 5, and also looking to the right side of your screen, you can see where it says Lofts Now Leasing, so that's probably some property that we can run out on the multiplayer. I can't wait to see how renting property and all that stuff actually works. I think that's going to be a really cool immersive part of the online experience. And more skyscrapers and just action all around. You can see planes going by overhead, cars everywhere. And the official Grand Theft Auto Online logo looks good. So starting out here, this was like the first main scene after the little introduction, and let me tell you, this just looks awesome. This looks like, I don't know, something from out of a movie really, from the lighthouse to the mountains in the background, and there's really a lot going on here. If we play for a second here, you can see the submarine at the bottom of your screen pop up from under the water, a boat driving off in the distance on the right and on the left, and a plane flying in front of us. They're getting the point across that Grand Theft Auto Online is gonna have so much action. That's clearly what they're trying to get at here. And even here, there's just so many moving things. You've got the oil pumps or whatever, the wells on the right side there, and the train, the vehicles, the planes, it's all really cool. So this guy, this is like your nerd crippled friend. I say that respectively, obviously. No picking fun or anything here. But that in the background, check it out, that green poster, that is an Illuminati poster. The man is watching you, and that's the Illuminati eye, of course. And on the computer, you can see that he's got some sort of files up there, maybe used for their heists or just information that they need to use. And also back on the left side, you can see a troll poster. That's just kind of funny. I'm not really totally sure what it means, but to us, you know, internet trolls. But moving on. So here you can see some of the gunplay, some of the gun shooting action and everything with your party here, and you can see a guy up on the ledge that's about to get shot down. Now all this is going on at the Los Santos government facility, and you can see here that we have hit markers when we hit people. You can see the little X on there, which is awesome. I like that. And the rocket launcher. Now let's go back real quick and look at his weapon selection. Here we go. So he's on the advanced rifle, and of course he's got grenades, looks like an Uzi, a few assault rifles, a sniper, and of course his fist in the bottom. And it tells you all the ammo and everything, and also the stats of the weapon in the top right. It shows you the damage, the fire rate, the accuracy, and also the range, which is very, very cool. And it looks like he also has a parachute ready whenever. If you look right below the sniper in the bottom right, looks like the parachute's ready to deploy at any time, or at least put on. So here you can see that he's lighting up the guy up there, and just as that guy's about to die, he gets a shot off with his RPG, but it looks to be too late for him. Now, this arm wrestling thing here is a little interesting. I don't know if this is just kind of like a cutscene, or if there's actually going to be like an online arm wrestling minigame where maybe you have to like see who can tap a button faster or some button order. Not totally sure on that, but moving on. This part looked totally awesome. Here we are ramping off of a mountain on a motorcycle of some sort. Looks like to be a street bike, not a dirt bike or anything. And we're pretty high up here. So going off, everyone starts like kind of a base jump dive kind of thing, and then pulls the parachutes. And this is just a huge group of people pretty much base jumping down in the canyon below. Really, really cool here. I cannot wait to do this. And a plane coming into land. The whole premise is that when you get online, you are flying into Los Santos, and you are one of the pedestrians starting your life in a city. So there are some tennis players looking up at your plane. Now here you would, I guess, be meeting Lamar, and I'm guessing the guy on the right is a customized player. You know, obviously, like, who we will be playing as, but, you know, we can customize it. Obviously, we're not playing as Lamar. That's what I'm trying to say. So here, a little bit of driving action. Watching this originally, I'm like, alright, he is not going to fit through there. I thought he'd, you know, scrape a police car or something. Very clean pass through, very beautiful. And a cheetah. And looking at those, the truck up there, it says Big Goods with a big G. If I had to guess, I would say that's kind of like Big Lots. It kind of looks like the same color scheme going on and everything. And you can see that lady with the nice ass off to the left up there. And the cheetah looks awesome. And the drive-by on the motorcycle, totally cool. Now here, they said that you can do heists with your friends. That sounds very cool. Oh, this sounds so cool. Excuse me for how many times I'm saying that sounds so cool, but it really all just sounds so cool. So here you can see this is a bank heist, and you can go in with your crew on the multiplayer and just light the place up. And here at the bottom of the screen you can see it says, go behind the teller's line. So it's just kind of like offline missions, except online with your friends. You can even rob liquor stores, as they said right there. Imagine just getting a group of friends and say, hey, let's hit up this liquor store. Very cool. Nice explosions here, and they said classic online modes, so that's good, because that tells us that race, deathmatch, cops and crooks, maybe Carjack City, all those are going to be back. And looking at the bottom right here, just noticing for the first time actually, there's a score. Your team 6, opponent 6. Time 49 minutes remaining. So if I had to guess, this is a clip of Team Deathmatch. It's 6-6 and looks very cool, taking place out in Blaine County. You can see the wind propeller things in the background, the wind generators. Very cool. And he's just cleaning people up. That guy takes a shot to the face. And you can also play golf with people online, which is totally cool. I gotta stop saying that. I'm saying everything is totally cool just because it is so cool. But here is a hangar, I'm assuming, where they keep airplanes. And some of the Jeeps there look pretty sweet. Let's go back to that real quick. You can see that they've got these huge bumpers, grills on them. In the bottom right, it also has a winch on it. Hopefully the winches are operable. That would be very cool. And, of course, the headlights on top of the Jeep. Not only headlights in front, but also now mounted above. Very nice explosions. And what does that say? Stealth, giving you, like, the little captions at the bottom there. And look at those tires on the Jeep. Those things are fat. Like, that is a cool look at car customization. Those are some huge tires on that thing. And the Jeep escaping, going down the runway. Now look at this. This is hair on Haywick. Traditional barbers. So look up there. You've got 41 out of 76. So that is telling us right now that there are 76 hairstyles in the game. Now I'm assuming that that's going to be the same amount in the single player. I can't imagine why they would change it for the online multiplayer. So I'm going to say we're going to see 76. And also, you're going to be able to, I hope, customize the colors, but I don't know. It's kind of weird because it says ponytail auburn, blonde, black, then cornrows, brown, whatever. So it sounds like you can't totally customize the color, but you are limited to the default color that goes with that hairstyle. And if you ask me, those are some pretty expensive haircuts, but whatever. Moving on here. So that guy's looking slick. Now you've got the store Suburban, and we've got a lot of baseball jerseys here. This is number 9 out of 17 total, and this is only baseball jerseys alone. Wow, there is a lot of clothes here. And if you look in the back, you can see footwear along the right side, so this store is going to sell a good assortment of things. And also, he's got $66,000, so it looks like he's not too short on money. So, weapon of choice as well. We're going to be able to customize our weapons online and then use them how we please. And now we are at Los Santos Customs. And this, hard to say what car that is exactly. I'm not going to take a guess. It almost looked like it had some Mustang influence, but I'm sure one of you guys will tell me in the comments below. Of course, it's sporting the atomic tires. Now this bitch is just like walking into traffic. I don't know what she's thinking. Like there are cars speeding by and she's just like kind of casually strolling on in. She's lucky she didn't get her ass hit. Now on the TV, check that out. That is clearly a penis. That took me a few times to see that. Who knows what it actually is in game, you know. I'm sure that Rockstar came up with some clever thing for it, but to us that's clearly balls at the bottom and a shaft with a big old head on top. And this is your apartment that you can have online and your friends can come over and visit. This is a pretty cool modern layout, as you can see from the shelves on the wall there, and even the furniture. It is a very modern theme. And even a telescope. Who knows? I hope we can use that. I'm assuming we will be. I don't think we'll be looking off to space, but I bet we'll be able to look through it and look at the, just like the mountains far away. Now, this is a car garage. This is a 10-car garage, and look at the far right there. Look how jacked up that truck is. Like, we had, like, trucks in Grand Theft Auto 4, kind of like F-150s and things like this, but now we've got some awesome lifts there, and you can see the spring in there. It's got some big suspension. Personally, I cannot wait to get in one of those and just tear around the desert and go off jumps. That's, like, maybe the closest we'll get to a monster truck. Ideally, we'll have a monster truck cheat, but if not, that's just gonna have to be good enough. And then on the left side there, if you caught it, there was a bike there. So he had 9 cars, well, if you include the truck, and a motorcycle. And look at there, on the left side, that column on the bridge actually has like some cracks in it now, so when you hit walls and stuff, there will be some damage to the environment, which will probably be purely aesthetic. You know, you're not going to be downing any bridges from crashing into one, you won't be taking out corners of buildings, but at least they added the cracks to make it look realistic. And of course, looking at the bottom, you can see that this is a race. He's in position 7 of 8, current lap 22 of 25, so it looks like this is just a timed race. There's no specific amount of laps, or maybe it is 22 laps actually, because now the time's below that, I'm just noticing. I don't know, that's kind of interesting to me. Not too sure on that. The driving there looks awesome. It's all like rack and pinion, like actually on the ground. No more floating like you're in a boat. And here we have a plane race, position 5 of 8, and he's 7 minutes into the race. And now look at like near the top of your screen, those 2 planes are going to collide and explode against each other. Very cool. I like that when you collide with someone else, there will be damage, there will be a consequence. You're not just going to bump off. And now, the handling on these Sea-Doos, or whatever you want to call them, wave runners, I've heard them called a whole bunch of things. As you see, he's going to turn to the right, and that really just tears into the water. Like, it grips it pretty well, and the handling is pretty good. And you've got a lot of people here, 6th place out of 8, and 2 to about 3 minutes in. So here we've got our classic lowriders back. That's kind of cool. You'll see a lot of gang members in these, and it's just a nice classic car. You see a lot of things going on in the background. You've got a nice old-style movie theater, and just a lot of different things. A blazing tattoo. You've got a tattoo shop back there. I'm sure we'll be able to enter that and get our guys customized. And also that sign coming down in front of the tattoo sign says Oriental. And the one on the far left says The Oriental, so we don't know if that's like a Chinese food place or maybe a whole little Chinatown. We're not totally sure on that. Now, this landscape here, very beautiful. Sprawling, huge, lighthouse down below. And now what I liked about this one is that you see guys on a mix of 4-wheelers and dirt bikes. Like, so I like that we're not, you know, bound to only 4-wheelers, only dirt bikes at the same time. You can choose the one you prefer, and then just go off with a group of friends, go trail riding, and tear it up. You know, even if you have no specific objective, just do whatever you want to do, go explore, have fun. And a nice sun flare there, and like rainbow kind of coming down from above. Looks very cool. So here they're telling us that we will meet new characters online, and ironically that sign says no weapons, no drug deals, no loitering, no drinking. And ironically, we do every single bit of that in Grand Theft Auto. Now, shooting from parachutes, that is something that was new. Before, when we were on a parachute, we had to wait until we hit the ground to start like lighting people up. So we were parachuting, and it says take out the target along the bottom. So this is one of those online missions, and it's hard to tell exactly where the target is. It looks like he's on that red rooftop part in front of the table. And he gets taken out right there. And that jet looks awesome. The trail coming out of it, the jet stream wake thing, purple, looks very cool. And this is a trailer park, obviously, called The Range. Who knows who's going to be living here? This could be Trevor's trailer park, or it could just be another random one. And that's probably where the Lost MC motorcycle gang hangs out. I think we saw from previous screenshots that this is kind of like their turf, if I'm not mistaken. A plane flying over the this part of the map, and once again, this just makes it look so big. I mean, I can't get over how big this map really is. It looks big from like the bottom of the screen, but then as you look up, those mountains just go off into the distance, and it is so huge. Only a month away, I can't believe it. Nice nightlife going on in the city. It's active, beautiful. The buildings look good at night. That's what I like. And this part was one of the highlights of the trailer. Probably the highlight for me. The best thing. We are able to now basically customize our races with our own custom checkpoints. So you can see at the top left, add checkpoint, cycle between checkpoints, and warp the camera between the placed checkpoints and starting grid. And then at the bottom right, you can see all of your controls there, and it'll tell you the length of your race as you go. So this is the first checkpoint. And then with the second one, we can see that that is 323 meters, and that is the checkpoint number 2. So it looks like you can have up to 68. That is, you could make the biggest track with 68 checkpoints. That could be so huge. Like, we might see some racetracks that take, I don't know, hours to go around. And some of the more of the dirt bikes going off the dunes. Very cool. Now this is some of the weapon spawning. Here you can see that you got this library in the top left that categorizes your weapon, and clearly this is heavy, so under heavy we've got grenade launcher, and then I'm sure, you know, the RPG is in there and all that. And then you can probably go to light where you'll have like pistols, and then medium where maybe you'll have your fully automatic rifles and things like that. Now here we have truck, or just car spawning for that matter. Another cool truck with a huge lift on it. That thing's like really jacked up. I love that. Can't wait to tear around in it. And you basically put it where you want. So then they show that the one that you just placed there is now the one being used in the middle of a deathmatch, but clearly it wasn't used very well because it was exploded pretty quickly. So here we have more of the weapon wheel with pretty much close to the same weapons as last time. RPG in there this time, no Uzi. And what's he got selected? The RPG. So let's take a look at that. He has an RPG with 10 rounds in it, 10 bullets, 10 grenades, I guess you could say, and its damage is fully filled out, really high damage on that. But the fire rate obviously is going to be terrible on an RPG, and it's also not very accurate, but its range is pretty decent. So I'm going to spend a lot of time just looking at all that when I get this game, look at the different stats of the weapons. Dune buggy, totally cool. And more lifted trucks, tearing it up, and a bank truck. This is Group 6, even though we know that it's kind of like a play on words. Group Sex, pretty funny if you ask me. And lastly, final shot of the trailer, or getting close to it anyway, you can see some shopping outlets up there on the left-hand side. Vinewood Sole, you can see, is one of them. That might be a shoe store, since it's Sole spelled S-O-L-E. Looks like the one above that might be Dental Den. Pharmacy at the bottom there, nail salon. So there are a few different stores. We don't know if we'll be able to go into all of them, but we definitely will be able to go into a pretty good amount of them. So here, the helicopter cuts off the bank truck, so it wasn't able to go anywhere. And obviously, with those missiles pointed at you, you're not going to try to drive away. And then this guy in the Impante pulls up behind him, puts a satchel charge on it, blasts it open, and with that they're going to steal the money and try to escape with the cops. And here, a huge chase going on, and going off into the distance here, another beautiful sun flare, and we can see the water below. Beautiful skyline. And that's it, guys. That is Grand Theft Auto Online. That is what we were shown today. Well, today, depending on when you're watching this, probably days ago for you now. But basically, yeah, this, like I said, I was not claiming for it to be the most in-depth analysis. This is more of a broad, general thing where I point out the things that matter to me. But of course, I want to tell you, or I want you guys to tell me what you think in the comments below. And with that, I will see you guys next time with more Grand Theft Auto 5. Stay tuned for more in the future.